If you lived in the Saw universe where there was this completely insane old man that was dying of cancer that they called the Jigsaw killer because he likes to put people in very elaborate and horrifying traps for absolutely unreasonable reasons, and you happen to fall into one of his traps, which of his traps would you actually be able to beat? Now in Saw 4, we start off with the doctor doing an autopsy on Jigsaw, and he finds a tape in Jigsaw's stomach, so he's like, okay, get homicide in here. So when the detective gets there and he plays the tape goes, "Hello detective, you think just because I'm dead that the games are over?" Which, yes. Actually, yes. As a matter of fact, I would think that the games are over once you were dead. But then Jigsaw's like, no. In fact, the opposite. It's like, it's opposite day today. As a matter of fact, the games have just begun. And it's like, that's enough out of you. Just like, who's carrying out his work after his death? Like, why are you doing this for him? You don't have to do this. He's dead. Then it cuts to the first trap where there's two guys chained up, and then one of the guys has his eyes sewn shut and the second guy has his mouth sewn shut. So the first guy's like, "Oh my god, what's going on? What's happening?" And the second guy's like, because his mouth is sewn shut so he can't say shit. So they're both freaking the fuck out, and then the chains that they're tied up to is hooked up to this machine that's like closing and pulling the chains onto itself. So of course they're both panicking, and then the guy that can't talk ends up killing the guy that can't see, because the guy that can't see he can't see. So like, how the fuck is he gonna win? Like, it's very unlikely for him to do that. So for the guy that had his eyes sewn shut, there's like pretty much nothing he could do. Like, the trap is pretty unbeatable for him, unless the other guy that's in there with him is not a fucking idiot, which he is. He is a fucking idiot, because then once he kills the guy that can't see, he's able to open his mouth. Like, he immediately opens his mouth once he kills the other guy, which pisses me off, because like, if you're gonna just rip your mouth wide open anyway, why wouldn't you just do that from the beginning and like be able to communicate with the guy that can't see and is freaking the fuck out, and then you both would have been able to live. So for the guy with his mouth sewn shut, obviously it was beatable the whole time, but he's a fucking idiot and ended up killing the guy with his eyes sewn shut. And for the guy with his eyes sewn shut, it was unbeatable. His only chance was for the guy with his mouth sewn shut to help him, and the guy with his mouth sewn shut is a fucking panicky little bitch. So like, yeah. Now the next guy that Jigsaw's testing is Officer Rigg, which Officer Rigg worked with Matthews and worked with Carrie. And Officer Rigg is very obsessed with his job. Like, he always wants to save everybody, which obviously he can't do. And it's gotten to the point that it's affecting his personal life, so much so that his wife like left the fuck out of him. So then Jigsaw's like, "Oh, you like to be a big hero, right, Mr. Big Hero Man? Alright, well, I'm gonna put the most heinous fucking criminals in front of you, and you're gonna have to decide if you want to save them or if you're gonna let them die." Which is what I suggest you do, because you have 90 minutes to go and save your friend Matthews. That's a lie, by the way. So you could either go and save Matthews, or what? You're gonna waste your time saving people that don't deserve to be saved? Like this bitch Brenda. This bitch is a sex trafficker and a killer. Like, what? You're gonna like waste time saving her instead of going and saving your boy? I suggest you let her die, but like I said, it's up to you. So Brenda, she's tied up to a chair, and her hair is like hooked up to this device that's gonna start pulling her hair to the point that her scalp is gonna come off if like Rigg doesn't save her. Now, in order for Rigg to save her, he has to find the combination to the lock that's like set up in that trap. Or he can look around the apartment and see what he could use so that he could cut her hair and free her that way, instead of like trying to figure out the combination. Which the combination isn't really hard to find. Like, the numbers are literally on the trap itself on the rotating gears. So all he has to do is like figure out the numbers and free her, which is what he does. But by the time he frees her, like half of her scalp is gone and like she's fucked up. But fuck that bitch. Like, she deserves it. Whatever happens to her, she deserves it. So as soon as he frees her, it turns out that there was a knife right under the TV that he could have used to like cut her hair and free her. Either way, that's not what the knife was for. Like, the knife was actually for her to kill him. Cause like I said, she's a piece of shit criminal. And as soon as he finds out what she's done, like, he's gonna arrest her. So Jigsaw tells her, you could either like take it and go to jail, or you can use this knife to kill him. So she tries to kill him, and of course it doesn't work because she's a woman. So like, no chance. And he's also like way bigger than her, and also her scalp is like hanging from her head. So like, there was really nothing she could do. So she ends up dying. And like, of course, I will say either way, like, the traps for her were unbeatable, and for him the traps were like super beatable. He could have done whatever he wanted the whole time. So yeah. Then we see Matthews and Stum on a trap, and Matthews is chained up by his neck, and he's standing on a fat ass block of ice, which he's like trying not to slip so that he doesn't fucking get hung and die. And Stum is tied up to a chair that's sitting on water. So if Matthews slips and falls, the trap is set up in a way that if that happens, then Stum is gonna get electrocuted and also die. So they have no choice but to be saved by Rigg. Other than that, like, the trap is pretty unbeatable. I don't see a way to escape that shit. So the next test for Rigg was to force this rapist piece of shit to tie his arms and legs onto the bed, and in order for the rapist to free himself was to press these two buttons that was gonna fucking just stab both his eyes. And if he didn't stab both his eyes, then his arms and legs were gonna be ripped apart and he was gonna die. So of course, when he's not able to press the buttons to stab his own eyes, his arms and legs get ripped apart and he dies, which so fucking good. I love that shit for him. Now I do think, like, as much as it sucks to like stab both your eyes, all you have to do is press the button and then you would have been freed. So I will say that trap is beatable. It sucks, but it is beatable. But if I would have been in that room room, there's no beating nothing. Because even if you're able to free yourself, you're gonna die. Because I'm gonna kill you. So yeah, if I'm in that room, that shit is unbeatable. The next test for Rigg was easy as fuck. Like all he had to do was give some keys to this lady so that she could free herself. Now for that lady, she had to remove all these rods from her body that were stabbing her and her husband. Now if she removes those rods from her body, she'd be fine. Like she's fine. Like it would hurt. Like it would fucking suck. Because obviously like being stabbed is horrific, I would assume. But for her husband, he would die because it's stabbing all his arteries, which fucking good. I love it. Because that piece of shit is an abusive husband and father. So like, yeah, he deserves everything that he got. Now for her, the trap is beatable as fuck. Like all you have to do is remove those rods from your body. Like it hurts. Like it's gonna suck, but like it's doable. It's like super doable. So for her, the trap is beatable. Now for the husband, he's fucked either way because like it was going through his arteries. So like once she removes those rods, he's gonna bleed out. So for him, the trap is unbeatable. But hey, maybe don't be an abusive piece of shit and you wouldn't have fucking been in this predicament to begin with. So yeah, fuck that guy. Honestly, I'm fucking with Jigsaw a little bit more this movie. Like Rigg doesn't deserve what he's going through, but like those people that are in those traps do deserve all that shit. So I'm glad he's doing that to them. Now, I don't know if I will call this next one a trap, but like whatever. I'm just gonna do it anyway. Which is with Agent Perez when she plays that tape that's on that puppet. And as soon as the recording finished, the puppet started ticking and then she's like, oh, let me fucking put my face right up on right in front of it. Let me just, what is that? What is that sound? And then it explodes in her dumbass fucking face. Like, that's on you, bitch. You're fucking stupid for that. I would never ever in my life hear something ticking, especially from a fucking psychotic killer like Jigsaw, and be like, oh, let me get a closer look. That's fucking, so that trap is beatable. That trap is beatable as fuck. I don't even know if it's a trap or not, but like, let's just say it is, and if it is, it's super beatable. Don't be a fucking idiot. The next trap that we see is with this junkie that slammed the door in Jigsaw's pregnant wife's stomach and made her miscarry and they lost her baby. So that fucking set Jigsaw off. Like that made him fucking go crazy. And like the junkie didn't do on purpose, but like once he slammed into her belly, like he did nothing to help her. Like he just ran away. So because of that, he became Jigsaw's first victim. And his trap was that he was tied up to a chair and he had to push his face through some knives. That's all he had to do. Like that's easy as fuck. And he's able to do it. Like he's able to actually beat that trap. But then he gets up and tries to attack Jigsaw and Jigsaw moves out of the way and then he runs into a bunch of barbed wires and then he like bleeds out. Which there's no reason to bleed out from that shit. Like all you have to do was not panic and slowly remove the barbed wires from your body and free yourself. So if he wasn't a panicky junkie piece of shit, he would have lived. So those traps were completely beatable. So Rigg finally gets to where Matthews is, but the problem is that the door that he goes through sets off the trap of two big ass blocks of ice that bashes Matthews' head in and kills the fuck out of him. And both Art and Matthews knew that that was gonna happen, so Matthews shut out the door to try to stop Rigg from coming in, but Rigg goes in anyway and shoots the fuck out of Art. So Art dies, Matthews dies, and Rigg is dying because he got shot. Now for Matthews and Art, the trap was unbeatable because they were at the mercy of Rigg. Like all Rigg had to do was just fucking go home, which is what Jigsaw was telling him to begin with. And if he would have listened to Jigsaw and just chilled, all you had to do was do nothing. If he would have listened to Jigsaw, all three of them would still be alive right now. So for him, the trap was fucking super beatable. And it turned out that Stum was working for Jigsaw the whole time, but fucking Jigsaw's like, okay, yeah, you helped me, thank you, but now it's fucking your turn, bitch. And that's actually what we hear in the beginning, which is like Jigsaw saying, oh, you think just because I'm dead that the games are over? No, the games have just begun. And yeah, that's how the movie ends. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give a like and subscribe if you haven't. Have a good night, good time, good life.